Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Nebulum podcast. On this podcast, we talk about fulfillment and various topics surrounding that. How do we achieve fulfillment? And our goal here is to inspire others to walk a path of fulfillment and maybe provide some tidbits of wisdom as far as we can from our own experience. And we'll have guests to talk about their own experience. Today, we'll just be having a conversation. I'm Zale.
I'm Grant.
And this is the Nebulum podcast. So, what's our topic for today?
Our topic for today is boredom.
Boredom.
And why I chose this topic was from a personal story / personal experience that happened a month ago. As companies, as society winds down to celebrate the holidays, people take time off, spend time with their families. It's really great that we still have that in this grind hustle culture. Mm-hmm. And for me, I kind of spend time with family, winded down, didn't do that much. And so an air of boredom filled my life. Mm-hmm. Not at all times, but a background air of boredom. Mm-hmm. Where, of course, we have our tech gadgets and things, but behind that, there was an underlying sense of boredom. Mm. And that brought a lot of different things out of me, which I'll talk about in this episode. But the reason I wanted to talk about it was because boredom is an underappreciated thing in our society nowadays. Mm-hmm. No one likes to be bored. Mm-hmm. We don't like to be bored. We like our shorts. We like this and that. However, I think the key takeaway I want for this episode is to give value back to boredom, to give appreciation back to boredom. And just gas it up a little bit, glaze boredom a little bit. You know what I mean?
All right, so let's take a step back. When you say boredom, define boredom.
Well, it's interesting. It's a hard thing to define. I think it's feeling like my hands are idle. Like feeling like maybe I want to be doing something, but I don't feel called to do anything. Like I feel as if I want to do something. However, I don't feel I have an outlet for it. I don't know what form the energy is taking, so it just kind of sits with me, and it's kind of uncomfortable a little bit. Yeah. It's just a little bit of discomfort. It's slight discomfort, and it's for me, it usually manifests as, yeah, I want to do something, but I don't know. I don't feel called to do anything. I'm just here.
So it's that feeling of not much action in terms of not much stimulus, not much going on. You're not really doing anything.
Exactly.
But you do have a slight irritation, kind of.
It's like an irritation because there's no social gathering, there's no this, there's that, just here.
Yeah.
No
would you call that like a restlessness, or is it more subtle than that?
I think it's more subtle than that. It's not like restlessness, because then I'd go work out. But it's like, it's just that background static of like, I'm just here, and it's uncomfortable to be just here.
Yeah.
And not do anything.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And what was the feeling for you coming out of that downtime?
Right. So as coming out of that downtime, the feeling for me was excitement. I want to get back into my routine. I want to go to work. I want to get in other routines, just be busy. I want to be busy. And for me, sometimes work is that outlet of meaning, of purpose, of things. There's always stuff to do at work because money, there's always got to be stuff. So there was a feeling of relief of going back into my routines of being here versus being at my family's house with
Yeah.
the different energies that comes with
Yeah.
being with many different family members at once. The feeling was, yeah, excitement. However, it was also a feeling of remembering the experience I had just recently had of that background thing being there, the background, and not much going on. Those combinations,
Mhm.
um, remembering that and being grateful for that actually, and like
Mhm.
seeing, the gifts that did bring,
Mhm.
and that is continuing to bring, and looking back on it, of course, is as humans, when we look back on things, we might project happiness or sadness onto a memory.
Mhm.
And for me, I look back at it and I'm like, wow, that maybe in the moment wasn't like the most comfortable thing, but I'm glad I experienced that because it brought creative energies out of me. I
Mhm.
did things that I wouldn't normally do.
Mhm.
Um,
It's interesting you make that point because sometimes things only, or not only, but things take on meaning when considered in a broader context
right,
versus in the very particular moment, this thin slice of time where you're doing nothing. That in and of itself, it can be meaningful. However, maybe it's just boredom. But then when you zoom out and you are no longer bored and you're coming out of that boredom, the benefits of the new phase that you get from the boredom can be seen,
right,
right? So we can start talking about that kind of the benefits of boredom.
right. Well, after coming out of that phase of being in that location with my family members, not doing that much, not that much going on, coming out of that, you start to see the value of that. Where in the moment, right, you didn't see the value as much.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I kind of had an inkling, I'm like, I feel like this has value.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of value. I was reading more, I
Mm-hmm.
had more time to just be by myself. And so now coming out of that, in this new context, I'm seeing all the different fruits that we're about to talk about of boredom
Mm-hmm.
in a culture that does not appreciate boredom, doesn't like boredom,
Mm-hmm.
outcasts boredom.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So yeah, let's get into that. Some benefits of boredom.
Yeah, I mean, so we talked about cycles last time,
Right.
and everything's a cycle. There's things that repeat, right? And everything kind of has to be a cycle because if things were all the same, I mean, there'd be no change. And even in a less cosmic sense of things staying the same and cycles and stuff, if you try to do the same thing nonstop, you will eventually burn out of that from that thing,
Right.
or you'll get bored of that thing. Interestingly, um, anyway, putting
Yeah.
that aside, like, yeah, the culture of high stimulus, social media, short form video, dopamine hit after dopamine hit after dopamine hit, we're definitely being conditioned to avoid boredom at all costs. And we're being conditioned to be so uncomfortable with boredom that we always need a stimulus, right? But this has a cost. The cost of this is a high cognitive load and a raising of our dopamine tolerance, right? When you get stimulus after stimulus after stimulus, you get dopamine hit after dopamine hit after dopamine hit. I mean, it's like smoking weed every day. You smoke weed, smoke weed, smoke weed, smoke weed.
Sure.
That your tolerance to the THC will go up. So you're going to need more to feel high. You're going to need more and more and more and more stimulus to get the same level of dopamine, right? And doing more mundane activities will seem so much less stimulating that it gets so much harder to do and you're going to need so much more willpower to do them. So things like the work we might need to do to achieve whatever goal we have, whether it's just working at your job to, do a good job, or if you're trying to achieve a dream, build a dream, walk this path of fulfillment. It's not all just rolling around in roses and frolicking through the fields. There's going to be some uphill trotting, right?
Gosh, I want to put like a B-roll of like someone trotting in the fucking hills of roses,
Yeah.
like over that. Yeah,
let's edit that in.
It's funny that you say that. There are a lot of hard things we have to do in life, and right, we get tired. I spent most of the year working, at my job, of course, and I was tired. At the end of November, man, I was tired. I was worn out, and I was like, I need a break. And now, after a month of break, I'm like, dude, I need to do something. I'm ready to go. And so my energy is like so much higher.
Yes.
And that goes into like rest. Boredom almost feels like rest.
Yes.
Cognitive rest. We don't have as much stimulation.
Absolutely.
And rest is something we're just not trained to be comfortable with. It's not emphasized anywhere. It's so much easier to pick up my phone than it is to just rest and be like, I'm just not going to do anything. Who do you see doing that right now? You go to an airport, everyone's on their phone, everyone's got a screen. The baby's got an iPad, the grandpa's got an iPad. Everyone's got a phone in their hands. No one is cognitively resting.
Yeah.
And
yeah, boredom is cognitive rest. It's a reduction of that constant cognitive load that we often have today. I mean, going back to the thing about the dopamine baseline, right? Boredom reduces your dopamine baseline because you're not getting. It's like taking a break for.
It's a tea break.
Yeah.
You're taking a tea break from the caffeine, from the weed.
Yeah.
You're just taking a moment to like just get it all out.
Yeah.
Get out of your system.
Yeah, and this is what people call a dopamine detox, right? Basically just be bored for a while. Be bored for a while, and then when you come back, previously mundane activities might seem more stimulating and exciting and engaging for you because
they are.
They literally are.
They don't just seem that way
because the amount of dopamine that these things release, we can be more sensitive to them.
Right.
So that's the like neurochemical explanation for this.
Yeah, I wanted to say dopamine detox, literally all you need to do is put away all screens. I think that's like as simple as it can be.
Yeah.
Just put away all screens. Don't look at screens.
Yeah, these days that's just the easiest way to do it. Yeah.
It's all these screens are, at least that's what it does it for me.
Yeah.
During this time that I've been talking about where I said I was bored, I did my best to simply stick to pen and paper and not resort to going on YouTube every time I felt bored. I did here and there, but eventually I was like, this isn't it. Like, I'm not gonna just keep feeding myself. I'm not interested in this content. I just need to read. So I had books and pen and paper. Tried to stick to that as much as I could.
Yeah. And it's not only about the dopamine and the level of engagement. It's also the burnout from the cognitive load.
Right.
If you're constantly undergoing a cognitive load, even if you think you're relaxing, but you're lying in bed scrolling on Instagram, that you may be physically relaxing, but your brain keeps going, right? And then it's going to be so much harder to concentrate, focus, do deep work because we're so wired.
Right.
And reducing that a little, not being so wired all the time, gives our brains space to process.
Right.
And, form those myelin sheaths or whatever.
Yeah, time to digest
Exactly.
experience.
Exactly.
And that's why it's so powerful to do reflections during this time, because you're digesting all the experience that maybe was clogged up in there, man, from just constantly in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you make better decisions, you can focus more, these things. So it's important to cycle in boredom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to talk about a couple other benefits that I also thought boredom has. I mean, it's like, boredom for me is like a compost. Like, it's shit, but flowers grow out of it, you know?
Interesting.
And
Okay.
so what can happen in these times of cognitive rest is, at least, I don't want to get too metaphysical here, but I do want to bring in that I feel like as we allow our mind space, different thoughts can come in from different places that we might not have been hearing because of our low sensitivity, high noise environments. When we have these quieter environments, we can hear different noises, that we can hear the birds chirping.
Yeah.
And I think that same thing goes for our stimulated minds. When we stop the stimulation, we can hear thoughts that it might have been a little quieter.
Absolutely.
And so we become more sensitive in that way.
Absolutely.
And that can make us more creative.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We get more generative.
Right.
More creative when there's more space to work with, when there's more
Right.
space for things to seep in.
Right.
Or thoughts to come through. I mean, it's okay to have high stimulation from time to time.
Sure.
Or it's okay for that to be part of the cycle.
Sure.
It just can't be, it shouldn't, I don't think, be constant.
Right.
Because then you don't get the synthesis part of it.
Right.
You keep consuming. When do you produce?
Right. I mean, it's like sleep and wakefulness, right? We stay awake, let's say 16 hours. We still have to sleep.
Yeah.
You can't live without both sleeping and waking.
Right.
If you're sleeping 24/7, you're dead.
Right.
If you're waking 24/7, knock knock death, then you're gonna die.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's that cycle, that cycling on and off, that balance, that play, that dance, that is important here. We're not saying to be bored all the time.
Yeah.
We're saying, fit boredom back into your cycle.
Yeah.
Maybe you forgot about it and forgot to give it a chance to cycle in.
Yeah. Do you have more benefits you want to talk about, or can we start talking about maybe how much boredom is too much boredom?
Sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, back to the thing of doing the same thing over and over and quote unquote getting bored of it.
Sure.
I'm not sure if this is the exact same thing, but boredom can be a signal that maybe there's another path we can take to inject some more of those flow triggers that we were talking about, some novelty,
Right.
or some variation, or things like that. Because, I mean, as we talk about fulfillment, if you're walking a fulfilled path, it's a healthy balance, because people actually don't fail most of the times. It's not because the thing they're trying to do is too hard. It's actually because they get bored. And they just because oftentimes to become a master at something, for example, you have to do something over and over, over and over, over and over again. So I guess this is going back into the benefit. There is a benefit to the practice of being able to sit with boredom.
Right.
And be bored.
Right.
And move through that.
Right.
Especially if you know that this is the path that's worth it for you, and maybe there's a long stretch of boredom, but it will cycle back to excitement when you unlock something, or when you create something new. Maybe some parts of the process is long and tedious, but at the end, wow, you have something new. And then you get your hit of dopamine, right? It's a balance between the length of the cycle from dopamine to dopamine. Because dopamine is the motivation molecule, right? Dopamine, when you get a hit of dopamine, our body is incentivized to keep doing the activity that gives you that hit. And so you get a hit of dopamine, you do, you get another hit, you do, you get another hit, right? So you want to be able to make it to that next hit.
Sure.
Right? And so if there's too much, if
the barrier to entry of that dopamine is too high, then you need to shorten it, and you shorten it by taking the boredom break.
That's one way. This activity is too mundane, then do something even more mundane for a while. Stare at a wall like Rian Doris or someone. Stare at a wall for a while, then come back to it, and then or you can find ways to like work in smaller wins, right? Into that thing you're doing.
Sure, sure. I do think it's very effective, especially when you're pushing every day to do something. I think that thing inherently becomes less interesting
Yes.
the longer you do it. So I think it's super important to, if you truly want to get better at something, you need to take breaks from doing that thing.
Yes.
So you continue enjoying it.
Yes.
Because the point here is, sure, you want to get better at this thing, but you also want to enjoy this thing. If you don't enjoy it and you're really good at it, why would you want to spend time doing it? You got to take a break so you can enjoy it. Personally,
yeah, yeah. I mean, if I don't want to, I don't want to say you must enjoy, but you have to be engaged with, connected in some way.
Sure.
And or at least it's gonna be so much harder if you're not.
Oh yeah.
Right. And if there's a way you can reconnect to it, why not do that?
Right. We want to be connected to things we're doing. We don't. I mean, personally, that's part of what is fulfillment, right?
Right.
Being connected, feeling connected to what I'm doing. So
yes, present.
I'm with it. I'm totally there, and I'm excited to do it. Or
yes.
We don't want to spend a life doing stuff that we don't care about. We're not connected to, right?
Right.
So this connection is so key to fulfillment, to making sure each thing we're doing has that.
Right. And that's the point I want to make earlier. We do have to kind of be able to differentiate between the kind of boredom which we just need to find a way to reconnect, maybe take a break, be a little more bored, then come back to this and it will be a little more exciting, something like that. Or it could also be a grander, like, boredom with the life you're like, maybe this is not your fulfilled path. You feel like this is just like a mundane existence or something like that. And maybe something more fulfilling to you would be something more engaging for you.
Right. That's up to the person to decide.
Right.
But I just want to ask whoever's listening, think about a time that you really enjoyed doing something, and then after a while you ended up stopping. And then maybe after stopping for a while, you came back to doing it. I'm sure you have an example of that in your life. And that's kind of what we're talking about here. Like, sometimes you just need a break from something. And I mean, the boredom we're talking about here is taking a break from general stimulation.
Right.
But you can take a break from anything and come back to it. And that's kind of like the general pattern we're trying to get at here, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, the point of the flip side was it can be a signal that something needs to change.
Yeah.
Whether it's a break or whether it's a change.
Sure. Sure.
It could also be a signal for, is this fulfilling? Is this a fulfilled path?
Right. In my case, for that month of December, I knew eventually I was going to go back to work. It's not like I didn't have something to go back to.
Yeah.
And so for me, that boredom was like, okay, I need to enjoy this time of doing nothing.
Yeah.
But if someone out there doesn't have that and they're just straight up bored, that might be a signal to start experimenting with different crafts. I mean, it's not like you're doing nothing. You're just doing lower stimulation things, maybe a little more introspective. But of course, it's important to get out into the world and interact.
Yeah.
Connect with things and not just stay in our rooms all day. That's not a fulfilling path if we're doing that all day, every day.
Right. Speaking of dopamine, I'm about to take a sip of this non-alcoholic whiskey.
Ah, yes. Non-alcoholic drinks, baby.
Cheers. Oh, you downed yours, huh? Shit.
I did down mine. Is there anything else we want to touch on?
Let me think.
I'm getting kind of bored, man. Hurry up.
Well, we need to sit here for a while and be bored, and then cycle back.
Sure.
Maybe it'll be more engaging then.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this to the audience. Whenever we pause and we may not be saying something. Often, if it's short, if our dopamine tolerance is low, we'll just scroll away.
Yeah.
So I hope that people can tolerate a little bit of silence within a podcast.
I hope so. Hope so.
Forgive us for our dead spots? Was that what they were called?
I don't know.
Dead spaces?
I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes we need a little death to bring us back to life.
All right. Yeah. I mean, it's a different topic, I guess. Why not? But in terms of fulfillment, I guess boredom, utilizing boredom strategically can be a way to achieve more flow.
True.
Right.
When I think of strategic boredom, my mind goes to meditation.
Yeah,
A
absolutely.
meditation practice.
Absolutely.
That's like a system of boredom almost.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Continue though.
Yeah, I mean, it's that. Like, when we want to drop more easily into the flow state, having that contrast between something that's boring or more boring and the thing we're trying to do can help us more easily drop into the flow state, because it becomes that much more engaging. Versus if you're working, or let's say you're coding or you're drawing or you're writing or whatever it is, and you take a break and go scroll on Instagram or TikTok, when you come back to writing, this is going to be like, oh God, I have to like
Right.
stare at this blank sheet of paper right now.
And then you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna scroll again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking, what if we find a new label for boredom? You know, something that's less boring.
Mm.
Because I think boredom has a negative connotation to it, but it's really just cognitive rest.
Yeah.
If we call it cognitive rest, maybe that makes it more alluring. More,
Yeah.
man, I just need to get my cognitive rest. Let me get my 8 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Absolutely.
That,
Take
like,
some cognitive rest.
Yeah.
That definitely, it's a good word, because then it's clear that Instagram is not that.
Yeah. Bro, I need a cognitive chill out right now. You know what I'm saying? Just like,
Yeah. Yeah, let's normalize taking cognitive rest.
yeah.
Yeah. Throughout the day, right? Work it in throughout the day.
Yeah.
When you take breaks from your work, make it cognitive rest. Like, make it a real break. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always talk about systems on this channel, and so having a system for that would be helpful.
True.
If we can cognitively rest repeatedly, or find a mode of cognitive rest that works for us. It's not going to be meditation for everyone.
Right.
For me, even journaling is kind of like cognitive rest. It's kind of like translating onto a page. Like, yeah. For different people, it's different. So.
Yeah. For some people, it's going for a walk.
Right.
For some people, it's taking a nap.
Right.
For some people, it's staring at a wall. For some people, it's meditating. For some people, it's doing some light exercise, some yoga, some fascial release. Like, I see people at their desks. Well, I have it. People, at my desk, I have like the thing you stand on, and it has like a ball for my foot to roll on.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, or like a tennis ball. Like, you roll your foot on a tennis ball, it gives you some fascial release.
Oh, cool.
And that can...
Fascinating.
Huh?
Fascinating.
Exactly. That can help the brain drop into a more parasympathetic state, which helps reduce cognitive load. It can be many things, like, more active recovery, in the sense of actively decreasing one's cognitive load.
Right. Take a break from the weed, take a break from the caffeine, take a break from the sugar.
Yeah.
All those things are kind of forms of cognitive load.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. And I mean, in terms of systems, it would be good to put in these moments, if your schedule allows it, something like this. Put in those moments throughout the day. Maybe every 2 hours you take 15 minutes
I think 15 minutes can be long for some people. I mean,
10-5 even.
do 1 minute.
I mean,
Try 1 minute.
Yeah.
If lower that barrier to entry, man. Lower that barrier, and then that 1 minute starts feeling really sweet, and you're like, let me do 2. You know, and then suddenly you're excited to take that cognitive rest. You're like, damn, dude, I cannot wait for that 5 minutes.
Yeah. Or even this, like, if you already take a break, if you already have a routine where you take a break and you're just like outside scrolling on Instagram, maybe you're taking a smoke break, maybe like whatever it is
Bro, cigarettes provide that, man, for some people.
For some people, but like, I mean, that gives you like a dopamine hit, but like whatever it is you do, maybe carve out like the last minute of it just for nothing. Yeah, and start like
we should put that in like the calendars, you know, the work calendars. Just have like final minute of the meeting, just be like a minute of silence.
That would be sick. That would be sick. Hey, yo, if you own a company, try that shit. Like that, I feel like if you run meetings, try that shit. I think that
even at the beginning of the meeting,
yeah.
Like take a minute of silence. Let's all just breathe together before we start this meeting. That could, honestly, that's such a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
If you are a strategic director at your company and you add that, I guarantee you'll get better productivity from your engineers.
Yeah. As long as there's buy-in and people aren't like, what the fuck is this shit?
No, let's be real. People will be working on other shit during that time. Let's be real here.
Yeah, but some people, the people who do engage with it, they will, I'm sure, get a benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. What else is there to say about boredom?
I think I'm pretty bored of talking about boredom, man.
Yeah, I mean, on the path of fulfillment, right? Our whole goal is to live an engaging life. Our goal is not to be bored with life. And so we want to be able to do work that's meaningful to us. But we have to also meet that work halfway, in a sense. We have to also engage in the work that we believe is our fulfilled path. And this that we're talking about is part of the way to engage with it, right? If all you want to do is watch Netflix and scroll on Instagram all day, it's going to be hard to give your engagement to the things which should be meaningful, right? It's going to be hard to connect with your family at dinner time. Classic example of everyone at the dinner table on their phone, for example, right? And so I think like having practices of decreasing this cognitive load can lead to a more meaningful and fulfilling life.
Right. And when we get that cognitive rest, we're able to make space for those moments that might not be super duper stimulating, but they're super duper fulfilling. Like conversations at the dinner table, being with your family, sitting together, making space for that is something I don't think people are going to regret.
Yeah, definitely.
Here's to living an engaging life.
Living an engaging. Wait. Let's get some of this non-alcoholic mezcal now.
Let's go. Trying to get me wasted, man.
If you are a company that makes non-alcoholic whiskey and non-alcoholic mezcal and non-alcoholic gin made from lion's mane mushrooms, you know who you are. Sponsor us so we can talk about you.
Damn, we're going to sell out this early in the podcast?
No. This is a fulfilling drink.
So fulfilling. It's got notes of, well, I'll save it for the sponsor.
Sure. Anyway, yeah, I think this was a good convo.
Sure.
I hope this wasn't a boring convo. But if it was, then you're welcome.
Good one.
Yeah, any final words?
Should we do our little takeaways segment?
Yeah.
All right. I challenge you to build in a system to introduce cognitive rest into your routine. And I will do the same. At least 1 minute of cognitive rest scheduled in per day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, I think I would say the same. Try that strategy of taking, whenever you're taking a break that you would have already been taking, try putting the last minute of it as nothingness.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
I hope this was a valuable topic for you. And if you're still listening, you are the GOAT.
Here we go.
So thank you so much. We appreciate you. If you want to like it so other people like you can find our videos, that would be much appreciated. If you want to comment on our videos so we can have some discussion back and forth, we would love that. And subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, take care. Bye.